from Houston, Texas. Got Mix News presents The Mix Report, the podcast where you can stay in the mix with sports and entertainment news.
Hey, what's going on, world? It's GotMix.net. We're here live. You're now tuning in to The Mix Report. We're going to be talking about the SPE Elite National Camp. We're going to be going over a few things, what SPE Elite Camp is all about, what SPE Elite Camp stands for, and how you get invited, notable alumni that have participated in the camp. I'm your host, T-Mix. I'm going to be in with you answering questions that you might have. First of all, a lot of you might not know the SPE Elite National Camp is based in Houston, Texas. It's not just been in Houston, it's been in various locations. We've started out in Texas. We were in California one time, and then we've been in Louisiana the last 4 years, and we're coming back home to Houston, Texas for 2021. So we definitely are going to be having quite a few people tuning in tonight that might not know about SPE, might know about SPE, have heard of SPE, hasn't heard of SPE. And so we're here tonight to inform you. So first of all, we're going to go ahead and bring up the camp commercial so you can see what it's all about.
It's very rewarding, just because, again, we've had kids that come here that had no offers. And whether it was them seeing that they needed some work, we've helped create a platform for those kids to get that exposure.
Just outside of Lake Charles, in Sulphur, Louisiana, over 200 elite athletes from around the country will come together to compete at the highest level with one common goal, that is to make it to the next level.
SPE is high intensity. I mean, it's like no other, You get out here, a lot of these kids here are hungry and they come to compete. SPE is here, it's basically helped the kids to get some exposure. It's a great deal. It's the up and coming. It's the next best thing.
We had kids from Hawaii, we had kids from California, we had kids from Mississippi, Louisiana, Texas. There's not too many camps that can bring that many states together at once in regards to talent.
It's a one-day event. You got one chance to show exactly what you can do and take advantage of it. There's no redos at a one-day camp. Go get it.
1, 2, 3, SPE!
This is the 2017 SPE Elite Football Camp.
We're back. Those of you who got a chance to check out the camp commercial, that's what SPE is all about. People getting an opportunity to compete state versus state. A lot of times when you go to different camps, whether it be your local camp in your local community, what SPE is all about is we're all about the competition. You get an opportunity to compete on a national level with kids from all over the country, whether it be in California, Houston, Dallas, Louisiana, mainly the state of Texas, Minnesota. We've had Hawaii. We've had kids come from Tennessee, Oklahoma, Florida. We've had quite a few kids that come from all over. Some of our more notable alumni that we've had, I guess I can start in Texas. Some of the kids that have been a part, some of the kids you might know, we've had quite a few kids that have gone to the pros within the last couple of years. I'm going to go ahead and queue up one of the guys, this young man named Ed Oliver, who used to attend the University of Houston. He was a defensive tackle. He talks about not just being a part of the camp, but he talked about what it actually takes to get to that level, especially the NFL level, what it took for him, the things that he was doing in high school that kind of gave him an edge up on the competition. Let's go to it. Hey, what's going on, world? It's GodMix.net. We're at the SPE Elite 100 football camp. Officially signed, U of H. A lot of people don't know why, where it comes from. And you just shocked the world, man. Talk about that.
I mean, it's just a movement that I'm trying to start. And after I sign, a couple other good players sign, I'm kind of trying to get more.
Man, that's wonderful, man. A lot of kids don't know, man. They see how good you are being number 3 in the country.
Number 6.
Number 6 in the country, man. They see the success, but they don't know the hard work. What are you doing that people don't see?
Just the program gets me right during the football year and off season, but then sometimes a lot of people don't know I have double workouts every day. So,
man, you said double workouts?
Yeah.
What are some things that got you doing in double workouts?
Well, I come up here in the morning, I get my lift in and my running, and then I go to AR, Athletic Republic, and Humble, and get my second workout.
Man, that's wonderful, man. A lot of young kids that look up to you. What advice would you give them?
Just keep grinding, and one day it's gonna come for you.
Man, that's wonderful. State your name for the camera.
Ed Oliver.
High school year 10.
Westfield High School.
Where you just signed to?
I committed to Houston. I just got mixed.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's young Ed Oliver, currently with the Buffalo Bills in the NFL. Definitely is a young man that kept his head on straight in order to get to where he was going, which is the National Football League. SPE Elite Camp. We started in 2014 with the great help of Charlie Ward, as well as J.R. Nichols. Shout out to the Midwest Boom. We had quite a few just different ones that have been a part. Kareem Larimore, cornerback out of California, formerly from the Dallas Cowboys. Yeah, he started with us from day one. Been a great help. When you come to SB, you get an opportunity to be with guys that have competed at the highest level. Also, some of our prominent high school coaches as well. All eyes are on you. You got to come with it. You have to bring your A game. It's a one-day camp. But the competition level is always at an all-time high. It's not a lot of politics at our camp. You are allowed to line it up. We feel like we give away the best MVP award out of any camp in the country. It's definitely a huge trophy. Everybody doesn't have one of those. Very few have an MVP trophy. And that's just one of the notable alumni from Texas. It's considering it's going to be down in Houston, Texas again this year. This young man, Bravion Roy, this next young man I'm about to bring up, he's currently with the Carolina Panthers. He was drafted this past NFL draft to the Carolina Panthers out of Baylor, D tackle out of Baylor. Went to Spring High School. Definitely a young man that put in a lot of work. He's going to go ahead and talk about those things, and stay tuned. Hey, what's going on, world? It's GodMix.net. We're live, man. We're here at the SPE Elite 100 football camp. Bravion Roy, man, talk about, man. First of all, introduce yourself for those that might not know who you are and where you're from.
Bravion Roy from Spring High School.
Man, it seems like you're getting it in out there. You're working real hard, man. Talk about this off season. What's some things you're doing to get better?
Man, working on my hands more, working on agility and speed. I mean, staying in contact with a lot of coaches to help me out and see what I need to work on, stuff like that.
Man, that's wonderful. What schools are currently looking at you right now?
I mean, it's a lot, man. It's probably about 20 plus. I mean, I'm going to make my decision July 21st. It's going to be big.
Man, that's cool, man. That's good. Any advice you give for who are some of your mentors and role models?
Coach A-Cup from Baylor, Coach Cool from Mizzou, and Coach Clemens from OSU. I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot. Bravion Roy. Defense and defensive time. Just got mixed.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Young Bravion Roy, shout out to him and his family. He's a young man. Definitely put in quite a bit of work in order to get to the NFL and compete at a high level. He's definitely an excellent athlete. Considering he was a D tackle, he was a young man that played basketball as well in high school. So yeah, we definitely are looking forward to this upcoming camp season here in April. It's going to be April 24th. We wanted to make sure we're going to be we pushed the date back. We normally have our camp every year towards the end of January or early February, but we pushed it back due to the COVID-19 and whatnot. We want to make sure we're following all the proper protocols. Make sure we're keeping the kids safe, as well as our coaches. SPE, I was a camp kid. I was a kid that I got an opportunity to attend a camp called the JC Combine when I was in junior college at Cerritos Community College in Norwalk, California. I was a kid that needed to access that type of camp in order to kind of get my name out there, get some exposure, and to get noticed. And it was one thing that really helped me as a young athlete coming up. And so all we're doing is just paying it forward, giving other kids an opportunity so they can get noticed. It's for our ninth grade, elite ninth graders, 10th and 11th grade. Demetrius Davis, he's a young man out of North Shore right now. He's a senior currently right now, Auburn commit. That young man, he came to the camp years ago, and he competed at a high level. He's definitely one of the best athletes in the country. He's working. They're currently in the playoffs. He's working on his run at getting a three-peat this year. They won 2 state titles, and he's looking for a third this season. Just wanted to give him a shout out. Old Michi Davis, good, very, very good guy. He participated in the camp. You just never know. You never know who's watching. You never know who people know. Some people are always surprised, like, hey, how did my kid get an invite to this camp? The thing is, we have scouts all around the country that, they take a look at kids and they get kids invited. And that's how it's always been in the scouting world and the recruiting. You just never know who people know. So you never want to burn your bridges with people. Some of our other notable alum, we got our MVP 1 year. This young man name is Jeffrey Simmons out of Mississippi. He's a D lineman that was at Mississippi State. He came down to SPE, drove down from Mississippi to Houston, and he walked out with the trophy. I'm going to go ahead and let you hear what Jeffrey Simmons has to say. He's currently right now with the Tennessee Titans. He's a D tackle with the Tennessee Titans. He attended Mississippi State.
Jeffrey Simmons, Mississippi. A lot of kids don't know, man. They see your ranking. They don't know what it took for you to get there. Man, what are some things you're doing in the offseason, man, to get better?
Well, I do 2 a day. I go morning. When I wake up at 5. I take a mile run. Then I go back home. Then around 12, I go back and lift weights, start lifting, and do a little more running. It's just the amount of work you put in.
Man, who are some of your mentors and role models?
Well, I have an uncle, Jason Hatcher. He played for Washington Redskins. I just look up to him. He made it from out of a small town, Gina High School. So, I'm in a small town. So, if he could do it, I could do it.
Man, that's wonderful, man. Facing adversity, man. Talk about what you do to overcome adversity.
Well, when it's hard, sometimes, it just, they will make me go harder when it get hard on me. And when it's hard, I just put a mindset to it, like, you're going to do it no matter what.
Man, Mind of an Athlete, man. We got a company called Mind of an Athlete that works with mentors young athletes, man. Your mindset, what is your mindset in and out of your day-to-day, everyday life?
Well, whatever you put into it, you get out of it. So every day I wake up, my mindset to get up and, go get it, go get what I want. Just got to work for it.
State your name for the camera.
Thank you, Jefferson.
high school you attend?
National Camp High School. Just got mixed.
Shout out to Jeffrey Simmons, currently D tackle for the Tennessee Titans. Young man that definitely produced. He was about 6'6", about 265, 270. It was a grown man, came out to the camp. I remember talking to him when he first got there. I politely let his family know that, hey, this camp was only for high school athletes at the time. And he said, "Oh, coach, I'm a junior." So he definitely was a grown man amongst boys. Some of the other notable alumni down Louisiana has always been a hot stable for talent. The great state of Louisiana. This young man, I'm going to go ahead and start with him. His name is Todd Harris. He's currently at LSU. Right now, young Todd Harris. He was a free safety. He was a 4-star recruit, played in the Under Armour All-American game. I'm going to let you go ahead and check him out, see what he had to say about participating at the SPE Elite Camp.
All right, MVP Todd Harris out here at this camp today. Just what does it mean to be able to take home this big trophy right here?
Yeah, I mean, it shows I come out here. One thing in my mind, come out here to compete. I have proof right here. I came out here and competed. And, hard work pays off.
Talk about, how do you feel you did today, even from the testing earlier, and obviously you got the MVP trophy. But how do you feel you did?
I feel like I did good, but I feel like I always have room to improve. Especially on my 40 time, my 5-10-5, just getting better as a cornerback, working on my technique a little better.
Right now, is it cornerback? Is it safety? What kind of schools would really see you at right now?
Certain school runs, different schemes. So most schools probably gonna have me learning, both positions.
Is that something that you're looking forward to? Is it being able to have that kind of versatility?
Yes, sir. I mean, in most positions, the better change having a plan. So I don't really have no problem learning more than one position.
It's awesome. The young man, Todd Harris. Quick, brief story about him. He when he came down to the camp, he got that MVP. He did 225 about 18 times. He's a free safety. He's not offensive lineman, not a D lineman. He's a free safety. That in itself was amazing to see him rep that 18 times. And then he went out and ran a 4.4 in the 40. From there on, then he did his vertical. He ended up jumping in his vertical leap, 41-inch vert. Todd Harris, he was just a freak athlete. Then he went on to one-on-ones and 7-on-7 and one-on-ones. He locked up. He didn't give up any catches. When he went to 7-on-7, he had 4 INTs. Because we had 7-on-7 by state as part of our camp towards the end. And so he was a young man that shined out of Louisiana. And, that's the great thing about the SPE Elite Camp. You get a chance to compete with people from all over the country. Another young man out of Louisiana that put on a show, a young man named Bud Clark. Shout out to Alexandria High School out there in Louisiana. Great, good friends of mine down there. They always send their kids out, and they compete at a high level. Go ahead and let you see Bud Clark, his performance. He was the top DB at the camp. Shout out to Bud Clark, who's currently now at TCU. Shout out to old Bud Clark, currently at TCU. A young man, he was a safety. Put on a show, man. I saw him matching up with a young man out of California named Christian Dixon, who's now currently heading over to Michigan. I'm sorry. I want to make sure I have that correct. I need to double check that fact. But Bud Clark, man, he competed at a high level. Got a chance to go up against Jaden Navarrete, who's currently at Oregon now. Definitely good. You compete at a high level. When you come to SPE Elite Camp. Our D tackle, another D tackle, he's currently committed to LSU. He was top D tackle out of Alexandria as well, named Jacobian Guillory. This young man, he was hungry. He came to SPE twice, and he competed at a high level. Was the top D lineman both years in a row. He's now currently at LSU. He played in the U.S. Army All-American game. Check him out.
That's what you're doing, man.
Shit, dominating, straight up. That's all we're doing out here, dominating. Jacobian Guillory, D tackle, 2020 Alexander Senior High. That's it.
Jacobian Guillory. Shout out to Louisiana's finest, Alexandria's finest. That young man in the clip, you got a chance to see. There was a young man wearing a hat the whole time, a fisherman's hat. Young man out of Chicago, Chi-Town, young Jalen Grant, came down to the SPE Elite Camp. Didn't have any offers from Chicago, Illinois. Came from Mount Carmel. That young man put on such a good show going up against some of the best D linemen in the country. That particular day, he did so well. He ended up walking out with the MVP. That's the first time an offensive lineman has ever won MVP, and that young man walked out with it. Shout out to Under the Rock. They're definitely always looking for the next big thing under and overlooked athletes. Much love to them and what they have going on. My boy Chris, me and him went to Illinois together out in Western. But yeah, man, we've had just kids from all walks of life that come down to SPE. No matter what state they're from, they come down and they compete. So that takes us on. We're going to go out and move out to sunny California. California, man, they've had a hotbed of talent that comes out. They have about 100 guys come out every year. The last 3 years, we've had about 100 guys came out. And at SP, you're just no telling what's going to happen. 1 year, the young man, our top quarterback at the camp 1 year was a young DJ Ukulele. He came to the camp. He ended up lining up at the tight end spot during 7-on-7, and he ended up going for a touchdown. He got a particular CJ Montez, committed currently to New Mexico. That young man, shout out to CJ Montez, TNT. They definitely get it in out there in California. His dad, my boy Sip, and shout out to Sip. But he's throwing DJ a toss in this clip. DJ Ukulele is currently throwing the ball for Clemson right now, currently backing up Trevor Lawrence. Got a chance to play in a few games this year. Shout out to my boy Big Dave. This is his son. Let you go ahead and check him out at tight end. Young DJ playing a little tight end with CJ on the assist with the touchdown pass. That's the one thing, man, we love about SPE. Kids from all walks of life get an opportunity to meet one another and compete against each other, as well as also playing with each other. They might not have never played with each other, and this gives them the opportunity to do that. Some of our MVPs that have walked out of SPE. I'm sorry, one young man, he was a runner-up. This young man was MVP runner-up. He put on a show. This young man's name, Jaden Navarrete. Shout out to Johnny, my boy Johnny out there in Corona's finest. Jaden Navarrete came down to the camp, put on a show, and almost walked out with that MVP. It's young Jaden Navarrete, currently at Oregon. He's playing linebacker right now at Oregon University. The Ducks, go Ducks, Pac-12 champs. Another young man from California just put on a show. This young man lined up with some of the best players in the country, especially from the SEC. Our receivers are from the SEC, defensive backs that were committed to Big 12 and whatnot. This young man is currently at USC right now, Big Max Williams. This young man definitely is a technician. He didn't say much, but his game speaks very loud. Shout out to Mad Max, my boy Max Williams. Let's see what type of performance he put on at SP.
What's up, G? Let's get it.
Under the Radar Sports Media, the hottest sports videos in the nation.
Turn up, man!
It's young Mad Max, currently USC Trojan, put on one of the best performances in SPE history. Young man, shout out to him and his family. Money Mason, who's currently at ASU, his little brother. He attended the camp that year as well. And hopefully we get to see Celis pretty soon, one of these days. But we've had guys come down. They've excelled at a high level. This next young man I'm about to bring up, this young man, Elias Ricks, went to Mater Dei and IMG. This young man just flat came and put on a show. He plays strong safety. I'm sorry. He played free safety. Played a little bump and run corner, just for showing his versatility against some of the best receivers in the country. Lined up on Mississippi State commit throughout the whole day as well. As I believe we had 3 Mississippi State commits there that day at receiver, in which he lined up on. He did a great job. Did a really good job. Go ahead. He was an MVP. He won the MVP with his performance.
You got an X on your back, you got to be able to take it.
Yeah, that's young Elias Ricks. He's currently now playing at LSU. Played as a freshman. Definitely produced. He's I feel like he was the best corner in college football last year. Personally, it's just my opinion. Considering it's kind of hard to get pick sixes. Young man had 4 INTs. That's better than some guys get for their career in college. He ended up being a third team. He made the third team at one of the publications. But yeah, that's what SP. That's what we're all about. Some of the notable alum. We're going to leave y'all with a young man. Florida is always a young place that comes out. Guys come out here and produce. We've had Jaquez Jones out of Clearwater, Florida, who went to Tennessee, currently at EKU now. Caleb Ward, Charlie Ward's son. He was the Mind of an Athlete Award winner, currently at FSU right now. And this young man right here, he's currently in the NFL, plays for the Denver Broncos. He's our top wide receiver at the camp. A young man, some of y'all might know. His name is Jerry Judy.
Who else? Oh my God. He did it.
Live from Houston, Texas. Got Mix News presents The Mix Report, the podcast where you can stay in the mix with sports and entertainment news.